everyone, welcome to my certification. Today we are going to learn a few application oriented problems on simple equations. So in the previous class I have told you a few problems how to solve the simple equations with one variable. So in this class we are doing the application oriented problems with simple equations. Okay, before doing those problems, first we will try to solve a few problems of this type problems, how to find the angles within these triangles. Okay, so if you are following 8th standard SSC mathematics textbook, so look into your second chapter linear equation one variable. So in that exercise 2.2 you can find these types of problems. So I am going to tell you how to solve these problems. So here we are seeing a triangle with various angles A, B, C and D. So we have to find the value of x in this figure. Okay, so how to find the value of x? First, the possibility is we can find the sum of the triangles of a triangle at 180 degrees, but here we don't have the C angle C. Okay, this is the exterior angle of the C, but we want the interior angle. So to find the interior angle of the C, what we have to do, we have to consider angle C and angle D. So C and D are in a straight line. So straight line means it's a linear angle. So how can we solve this? Angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. Why 180 degrees? It is in the linear form. Okay, so what is angle C? We don't know angle C. So angle C plus what is angle D? 123 is equal to 180. We want angle C, so we are going to shift this 123 to RHS. So angle C will be 57 degrees. Now I am going to write this 57 here. Okay, so this will be my 57 degrees. Okay, next I want to find the value of x. So I have already said the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, that means angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. What is A here? A is 56, B x C is 57. So 56 plus x plus 57 is equal to 180. So x plus 113 is equal to 180. We want x value, so 180 minus 113. So what is the x value here? 67 degrees. Okay, in the same way we'll solve the next problem. So P, Q, R. So this is a very simple problem. You can see all the interior angles. So we have to add all these interior angles. As we did in the previous problem, we already know that sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So angle P plus angle Q plus angle R is 180. So what is P here? P 45 plus what is Q? 3x plus 16 plus 68 is equal to 180 degrees. Now after adding 45, 16 and 68, we'll get 129 is equal to 180. We want x value. So send this 129 to the other side. That is 189 minus 120. 180 minus 129 is 51. So we want x value. So send this 3 to RHS side. It will become multiplication. So x is equal to 3 into 1, 3 into 17. So here x value is 17 degrees. Okay. Coming to the next one. In the same way, this is an obtuse angle triangle. So here also we have all the interior angles. So what we have to do? We have to do the sum of interior angles of a triangle. Interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So angle A plus B plus C is equal to 180 degrees. You have to mention this statement in every problem. Why? Because why you are writing this statement, why you are writing this equation, we have to know that. So you have to mention this in each and problem. Okay, so what is angle A here? 25 plus x plus 30 is equal to 180. So 25 plus 30 is 55 is equal to 180. So x is equal to 180 minus 55. So x value is 125 degrees. Okay, And the next one, we have to find the x value here. So in this figure, x, y, z, all the interior angles, but we don't have angle x, so we can't use this formula. But what to do? Here they gave a indication that these two sides are equal. That means this is a isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means two sides of a triangle are equal. That means these two sides are equal. Then these two angles also equal. So given angle y is equal to angle z. Okay, this is given in the question. So what is y here? 2x plus 7. What is z? 45. We want x value. So send this 7 to RHS. 45 minus 7. So 2x is 38. We want x value. So 38 by 2. X is equal to 19. Okay. Okay. Next one. In this problem, in the same way, they gave the indication that these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal. Okay. And we want to find the value of x here. So if you observe this line, this is a transversal line. Okay. So angle A and angle C are opposite angles. So we can write it as angle C is equal to angle A. Why? Because they both are interior opposite angles. Okay. Interior opposite angles. So angle C and angle A are equal. That means angle A is equal to 2x. So this is 2x. Okay. Now angle A and angle B are in a straight line. That is a linear pair. So that means linear pair are angle A and angle B is equal to 180 degrees. Angle A and angle B are 180 degrees. Why? They are in a linear pair. Okay. So what is angle A here? 2x. What is B here? 3x plus 10 is equal to 180. So we want x value. 5x plus 10 is equal to 180. That means 5x is equal to, when we transpose the 10 to RHS, it will become minus 10. So 5x is equal to 170. X is equal to 170 by 5. So 5 into 1, 5 into 34. So x value is 34 degrees. Okay. In this way, we have to solve this type of problems, right? Now coming to the simple equation application oriented problems. The first question is, the difference between two numbers is 8. If 2 is added to the biggest number, the result will be 3 times the smaller number. Find the numbers. Okay. So we have, first what we have to do is we have to try to understand the question. What is given in the question, we have to find out that. Okay. So what is given, as I'll mention every time in my classes, that whatever the question is given, first we have to write the given data. Okay. The difference between two numbers is 8. Okay. We don't know the two numbers, but they gave the difference is 8. So we have to assume the two numbers. So let us assume, let x and y are two numbers. Okay. So x and y are two numbers. So what they gave, the difference between two numbers is 8. That means x minus y is equal to 8. Let it be the equation number 1. Okay. Next, if 2 is added to the biggest number, the result will be 3 times the smallest number. So every time in subtraction, we will write the biggest number first and the smallest number second. So if 2 is added to the biggest number, so automatically here in the x and y, x is the biggest number and y is the smallest number. So if 2 is added to the result, if 2 is added to the biggest number, x plus 2, then the result will be 3 times the smaller number. What is the small number here? Y. 3 times the smaller number means 3y. Okay. This will be the equation number 2. Okay. Try to understand what we are writing in the given data. The difference between two numbers is 8. They don't give the two numbers. So we have to assume the two numbers. So let x and y are the two numbers. Okay. The difference is 8. So x minus y is 8. If 2 is added to the biggest number, the result will be 3 times the smaller number. So in every subtraction, we will write the biggest number first and the smallest number later. So if we take x as the biggest number, if we add 2 to the biggest number, x plus 2, what is the result? It will be the 3 times the smallest number. So what is the smallest number here? Y. 3 times means 3y. So x plus 2 is equal to 3y. Okay. So from equation 1 we can derive the value of x. From equation 1, x is equal to 8 plus y. We can write this in this form. I'm just transposing this minus y to the RHS side. So it became x is equal to 8 plus 5. So this will be the equation number 3. Now substitute equation 3 in equation 2. Okay. Look at this very carefully, what we are substituting and where we are substituting. Okay. In these types of problems, understanding the question is the most important thing. Right. So I just transpose this minus 5 to RHS side. So it became 8 plus 5. That will be the equation 3. Now we got the x value here. Now we are going to substitute this x value in equation number 2. Okay. So how can we write that? 8 plus y plus 2 is equal to 3y. So 8 plus 2 is 10 plus y is equal to 3y. And we want y value here. So 10 is equal to 3y minus y. That means 10 is equal to 2y. We want y value. So y is equal to 10 by 2. 2 into 1, 2 into 5. So what is the value of y here? So one number is 5. So what is y? Smallest number is 5. We have to find the biggest number. We have to substitute y is equal to 5 in equation 1 or in equation 2. Okay, any one equation is sufficient. Okay, I am going to substitute this in equation number 1. So what is 1 here? X minus y is equal to 8. Now I am going to write this y as 5. So x minus 5 is equal to 8. I want x value, so I am transpose this minus 5 to RHS side. So x is equal to 8 plus 5. X is equal to 13. So I got the biggest number 13 and the smallest number 5. Okay. And what they gave in the question, they gave that the difference of the two numbers is 8. X minus y is equal to 8. We have x value and we also have y value. Let us cross check this. Check. X minus y is equal to 8. What is x here? 13. What is y here? 5. 13 minus 5 is 8 or not? This is true. Okay. And you can check the answer in this way. If this is correct, your problem is correct. And if you didn't get this answer and the sum you are doing is wrong. Okay. Okay, next question. What are the two numbers whose sum is 58 and difference is 28? Here also they gave the final result. They gave the sum and they gave the difference, but they didn't give what are those numbers, and we have to find those numbers. So we don't know that number. So what we have to do? We have to assume two numbers. Let x and y are two numbers. Okay, x and y are two numbers. So what we have to do now? Whose sum is 28. X plus y is equal to 28. Note down this as equation 1. Difference is, sum is 58 and the difference is 28. X minus y is equal to 28. This will be the equation 2. We have x, y. Okay. So we can simplify equation 1 and equation 2. So simplifying equation 1 and 2, we get, okay, and this is my negative. This is my positive. I'm going to change it negative. This is negative, positive, and this is also negative. So x minus x cancel. Y plus y is 2y. 58 minus 28 is 30. So I want y value here. So I have to transpose these 2 to RHS. So it become by 2. 2 into 1, 2 into 15. So what is the y value here? 15 is the y value. I want x value now. So what I have to do? Substitute this y. So substitute y is equal to 15 either in equation 1 or 2. I am going to substitute in equation 1. Okay. X. So in place of y I am going to write 15 is equal to 58. I want x value. So I will transpose this 15 to RHS. So what is 58 minus 15? 43. So my x value is 43 and y value is 15. Now I have to check whether the answer is right or wrong. Okay, what I have to do? They gave sum of the two numbers is 58. If I add these two numbers, my answer should be 58. Let me do that. 43 plus 15. What is 43 plus 15? 58. This is right. And the difference is 28. If you subtract 43 minus 15, you have to get 28. This is also right. So my answers are correct. Okay, next one. The sum of two consecutive odd numbers is 56. Find the numbers. The sum of two consecutive odd numbers is 56. Find the numbers. Okay. What is a consecutive number? Consecutive numbers are immediate numbers. Okay. 1, 2 are consecutive. 2, 3 are consecutive. 3, 4 are consecutive. What they said here? Two consecutive odd numbers. What are the odd numbers? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Those are the odd numbers. So, two consecutive odd numbers means 1 and 3 are consecutive. 3, 5 consecutive. 5, 7. We can say consecutive. 7, 9. Okay. So, the immediate numbers are known as consecutive numbers. So, they gave, if we add two... So, the sum of the two consecutive odd numbers is 56. So, how can we write this? So, let me take two numbers first. Okay. Let two numbers are. They said odd numbers. So, x is one number. Generally, if we take numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this way. 1, 2, 3. Here odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and the sequence goes on. So that means we are leaving a number in between, right? We want only odd numbers. That means we are leaving a number. So x will be my first number and x plus 2 will be my second number. That means 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Got it? So x plus 2 will be my second number. You should not write x plus 1. X plus 1 means it will become a even number, right? So they gave, particularly they mentioned consecutive odd numbers. So 1 is an odd number and the next odd number is 3. That means we have to add plus 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Got? So let two numbers are x and x plus 2. When we add these two numbers, we will get the result 56. So that means x plus 2 is equal to 56. So 2x, x plus x is 2x is equal to 56 minus 2. Okay. 2x is equal to 54 and we want x value. So 54 by 2. So what is the x value here? 2 into 1, 2 into 27. So x is 27. So one number is 27. What is the second number? X plus 2. That means 27 plus 2 is equal to 29. So one number is 27 and the second number is 29. And we have to check it whether this is right or wrong. If we add two consecutive numbers, the result will be 56. So add those two numbers, 27 plus 29. You add these, 9 plus 7, 16, 4, 56. So this is the right answer. Okay. Okay. Next question. The sum of three consecutive multiples of 7 is 777. Find these multiples. Okay. And they also gave you the hint. The consecutive multiples of 7 are, first number is x, second number is x plus 7, third number is x plus 14. When we add all these three numbers, the answer will be 777. Okay. So add all the three numbers. Let three consecutive multiples of 7 are. Three consecutive multiples of 7 are x, x plus 7 and x plus 14. Okay. When we add all these three numbers, that means x plus 7 plus x plus 14, we will get 777. Okay. So now add all these numbers, x, 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 3x. Okay, 3x plus 7 plus 14 is 21 is equal to 777. Now shift this 21 to the RHS side. It will become minus 21. So see here. 3x is equal to 777 minus 21. So what is 777 minus 756? We want only x value. So x is equal to 756 by 3. Cancel this. 3 1s are 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15, 3 2s are 6. So first number is 252. X is 252. So what is the second number? X plus 7. That means 252 plus 7 is 259. What is the next number? X plus 14. So 252 plus 14 means 266. So one number is 252, second number is 259, third number is 266. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to check whether these all answers are right or wrong. When we add all these three numbers, we have to get 777 as the result. So add those numbers 252, 259 and 266. We will get 777 as a final result. So our answer is correct. Okay. Coming to the next question. A man walks 10 kilometers, then travels a certain distance by train and then by bus as far as twice by the train. If the whole journey is of 70 kilometers, how far did he travel by train? Okay. And this is a very simple problem. Don't think that this problem is very complicated. Okay. I'll show you how to solve this problem. Man walks 10 kilometers. Okay. A person is going from one certain point to another certain point. Okay. And he started walking from here, from starting point, and he walked 10 kilometers. Okay. This is 10 kilometers and he went on walk. Okay. And then travels a certain distance by train. And after he walked 10 kilometers, then he boarded a train here and then he went some distance. We don't know the distance and we have to find this. Okay, let it be x. And then by bus as far as twice by the train. And the next journey. He went by bus. How much by bus? As twice by the train. The train distance is x. The bus distance will be twice. That means 2x. Got it? And if the whole journey is of 70 kilometers, means totally he traveled 70 kilometers. Okay, he traveled 70 kilometers. How far did he travel by train? Okay, let me explain the question once again. A man walks 10 kilometers. A man is going from one certain point to another certain point. Okay, first he started walking and he walked up to 10 kilometers. And after that, he boarded a train and he traveled a few distance. We don't know the distance and we have to find the value of that. So, that train distance is x. And after the train, he boarded a bus again. Okay. To reach his final destiny, he boarded a bus. So, he went twice the distance of the train. If the train distance is x, twice means 2x. And he reached the final destiny. So the total distance is 70 kilometers. How far did he travel by train? So we have to find the value of x. When we add all these three, we'll get 70. So given distance traveled by walk. So how much did he travel by walking? 10 kilometers. Okay. Next. Distance traveled by train. He traveled x kilometers through train. Okay, we don't know the distance of he traveled in train, so we are assuming it as x. Distance traveled by bus is twice the train, so 2x. So what is the total distance he traveled? The total distance he traveled is 70 kilometers. Now when we add all these three, we have to get 70. That means 10 plus x plus 2x is equal to 70. Means what is x plus 2x? 3x plus 10 is equal to 70. Send this 10 to the RHS side. 3x is equal to 70 minus 10. So 3x is equal to what is 70 minus 10? 60. So we want x value. So 60 by 3. 3 into 1, 3 into 20. So what is x value? 20 kilometers. We want the train distance. How far did he traveled by train? Train distance is x and he traveled 20 kilometers by train. If you want to check the answer, write on the check. Here train distance is x. That means train is 20 kilometers. So train distance is 20 kilometers. He went on walk 10 kilometers. What is the bus distance? 2 into x. X means 20. So 2 into 20 is 40 kilometers. Now add all this. 20 plus 10, 30. 30 plus 40, 70. Got it? Okay, here comes the next question. Vinay bought a pizza and cut it into 3 pieces. When he weighed the first piece, he found that it was 7 grams lighter than the second piece and 4 grams heavier than the third piece. If the whole pizza weighed 300 grams, how much did each of the 3 pieces weigh? Okay, and they also gave a hint here. First of all, Vinay bought a pizza, okay, and he cut it into 3 pieces. So when he weighed, the first piece is x weight. The second piece is x plus 7. That means second piece is 7 grams more than the first piece. And the third piece is 4 grams less than the first piece. Okay. So what are the 3 values here? First piece weighs x grams. Second one x plus 7. Third one is x minus 4. When we add all these 3 numbers, we will get 300 grams. That means the total weight of the pizza is 300 grams. So first what we have to do, let the 3 weights of pizza pieces are x plus 7, x minus 4. Okay. So what is the total weight of the pizza? 300 grams. So total weight of pizza. Total weight of pizza is 300 grams. When we add all the numbers x plus 7 plus x minus 4, we have to get 300. Okay. Add all this x, 3x, 7 minus 4 is 3 is equal to 300. Okay. Send this 3 to the RHS side. 300 minus 3. So 3x is equal to what is 300 minus 3? 297. So what is the x value? 297 by 3. 3 ones are 3. 3 nines are 27. 3 nines are 27. The x value is 99. Okay. So first piece weight 99 grams. So what is the second piece? X plus 7. So 99 plus 7 is 106 grams. What is the third piece? X minus 4. 99 minus 4 is 95 grams. When we add all these 3, we have to get 300. So let us do the check here. 99, 106, 95. Okay, we have to get 300. Got it? Okay, coming to the next one. The distance around a rectangular field is 400 meters. Okay. Let me take a rectangular field. I am going to draw a rough figure. Okay. You also can draw this. Okay. The distance around a rectangular field. What is the distance here? Distance means perimeter. So first add on the given. Perimeter of rectangle. Perimeter of rectangle is equal to 400 meters. Okay. The length of the field is 26 more than the breadth. That means breadth is B. Length is B plus 26. 26 more than the breadth. So length is equal to B plus 26. Why? The length of the field is 26 meters more than the breadth. 26 meters more than the breadth. If breadth is B, length will be B plus 26. Okay. What is the breadth here? Breadth is B. So they gave a perimeter. So we know the perimeter of a rectangle formula. So what is the perimeter of a rectangle? Perimeter of rectangle is 2 into L plus B. Now substitute this L and B in this equation. Okay. So 2 into what is L here? B plus 26 plus what is breadth? B is equal to 400. Okay. Perimeter of a rectangle 400. So 2 into L plus B is equal to 400. Okay. Equate. This is 1 and this is 2. So equate 1 and 2. Now solve this. 2 into B plus B is 2B. 2B plus 26 is equal to 400. So I'm going to transfer this 2. So 2B plus 26 is equal to 400 by 2 means 200. So 2B plus 26 is equal to 200. Send this 26 to RHS side. 2B is equal to 200 minus 26. So 2B is equal to 174. We want B value. So B is equal to 174 by 2. Cancel this. 2 8s are 16. 2 7s are 14. So here breadth is 87 meters. Okay. Next we have to find the length. What is length here? B plus 26. L is equal to B plus 26. What is B here? 87 plus 26. What is 87 plus 26? 113 meters. Okay. So we will do the check here. 2 into L plus B is equal to 400, right? Substitute this. 2 into what is L here? 113 plus what is B here? 87 is equal to 400. So 2 into 113 plus 87 is 200 is equal to 400. That means 400 is equal to 400. LHS and RHS are equal. So this is the right answer. Okay. Okay, and this is also a similar problem to the previous one. The length of a rectangular field is 8 meters, less than twice its breadth. The perimeter of the rectangular field is 56 meters. Find its length and breadth. Okay, this is also very similar to the previous one. They gave it is a rectangular field. Okay, rectangular field, and what is the length here? Length of the rectangular field is 8 meters, less than twice the breadth. If the breadth is B here, what is the length here? 2B minus 8. Field 8 meters less. 8 meters less than twice its breadth. Twice its breadth means 2B 8 meters less. So 2B minus 8. So what is breadth here? B. Okay. And they gave perimeter of a rectangle. So what is the perimeter of a rectangle they gave? 56 meters. So this will be the equation 1. What we did in the previous one? We note down the perimeter rectangle formula. What is that? 2 into L plus B. So this will be the equation 2. Now equate 1 and 2. Why? Because both are the perimeters of a rectangle. So 2 into L plus B is equal to 56. What is the L value here? 2B minus 8. What is the B value here? B. 56. So what is 2B plus B? 3B minus 8 is equal to 56. So 3B minus 8 is equal to 56 by 2. 2 into 1. 2 into 28 is 56. So 3B minus 8 is equal to 28. We want B value. So I am going to send this number here. 3B is equal to 28 plus 8. So what will it become? 3B is equal to 28 plus 8, 36. We want only B value. So 36 by 3. 3 into 1, 3 into 12. So what is the breadth here? 12 meters is the breadth. We want length. What is the length here? 2B minus 8. Substitute this B here. 2 into 12 minus 8. 2 into 12 is 24 minus 8 is 16 meters. So breadth is 12 meters, length is 16 meters. Now we have to do the cross check. 2 into L plus T. So what is L here? 16. What is breadth here? 12. So what is 16 plus 12? 28. What is 2 into 28? 56. What they gave here? Perimeter of rectangle? 56. So our answer is correct. Next question. Two equal sides of a triangle are each 5 meters less than twice the third side. If the perimeter of the triangle is 55 meters, find the length of its side. So first what we have to do? We have to understand the question. Okay. Two equal sides of a triangle. Two equal sides of a triangle means what is a triangle? The triangle is isosceles triangle. Two equal sides of a triangle are 5 meters less than twice the third side, and this is the third side. Okay, the third side be x. So twice the third side means 2x and 5 meters less. So 2x minus 5. This is also 2x minus 5. Okay. Two equal sides of a triangle are 5 meters less than twice the third side. Third side is x. Twice the third side is 2x and 5 meters less. 2x minus 5. Okay. And the perimeter of a triangle is given as 55 meters. So find the length of the sides. So first given, write down perimeter of triangle. What is the perimeter of the triangle they gave? 55 meters. Okay. And the third side. Let third side is equal to x. 1 and 2 sides are 2x minus 5. 2x minus 5. Okay. So what we have to do? Perimeter of a triangle. Perimeter of a triangle. We know that. What is the formula of a perimeter of a triangle? Perimeter of triangle is equal to, we have to add all the three sides, a plus b plus c. So that means x plus 2x minus 5 plus 2x minus 5 is equal to 55. Why? Because these two are perimeter. We have to equate like we done in the previous sums. Okay. So x, 2x, 2x, that is 5x minus 10 is equal to 55. So 5x is equal to, shift this, 55 plus 10. So 5x is equal to 65. So what is the x value? 65 by 5. 5 into 1. 5 3 is 15. So x value is 13 here. So one side of the triangle is 13 meters. Okay, what is the second side? 2x minus 5. That means 2 into 13 minus 5. That is 26 minus 5. It is 21 meters. Okay, so the first side is 21 meters. Second side of the triangle is 21 meters. Third side is 13 meters. Why? Because 1 and 2 are equal sides. Got it? If we add all these three numbers for the check purpose, if we add all these three, 21 plus 13, what will we get? 55. So this is the perimeter of the triangle they gave. So we got 55. So our answer is correct. So next one. Two complementary angles differ by 12 degrees. Find the angles. Two complementary angles differ by 12 degrees. Find the angles. Once again I am reading the question. Two complementary angles differ by 12 degrees. Find the angles. The first question here is, what is a complementary angle? Complementary angle means the sum of the angles is 90 degrees. Okay. So two complementary angles. So one angle will be, let the two angles are, one angle be x and they differ by 12 degrees. So the next one will be x minus 12. Okay. They differ by 12 degrees. If the first number is x, second number is x minus 12. Why? Because they have a difference of 12. So when we add these two numbers, we should get 90 degrees. Why? Because complementary means when we add two angles, the angles are equal to 90. So x plus x minus 12 is equal to 90. So we have to find what is this values. So x plus x is 2x minus 12 is equal to 90. I want x value. So I'll send this 12 to RHS side. So 90 plus 12. So 2x is equal to 102. So that means 2x is equal to, x is equal to 102 by 2. 2 into 1, 2 into 51. So one angle is 51 degrees. What is the next angle? X minus 12. So 51 minus 12 is 39 degrees. Okay. When we add these two angles, we should get 90. So that is our check. So add 51 plus 39. 3 plus 1, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So one angles are 51 and second angle is 39. Next question. The ages of Rahul and Lakshmi are in the ratio 5:7. 4 years later, the sum of their ages will be 56 years. What are their present ages? Okay. And they gave the ages of a two persons here, and they gave in the ratio form, not in a number form. They gave in the ratio form. So that means let Rahul age is 5x and Lakshmi age is 7x. Okay. 4 years later, that means after 4 years, the sum of their ages will be 56. After 4 years means 4 years is added to their age. Okay. After 4 years, Rahul age is equal to 5x plus 4 and Lakshmi age is equal to 7x plus 4. When we add these two, so sum of the ages will be 56. So sum of their ages after 4 years is 56. So we have to add these two, equal to 56. So 5x plus 4 plus 7x plus 4 is equal to 56. Okay. What are the present ages? We have to find 5x and 7x values. So what is 5x plus 7x? 12x plus 4 plus 4 is 8 is equal to 56. Transpose this 8 to the RHS side. So 12x is equal to 56 minus 8. That means 12x is equal to 48. So what is the x value here? 48 by 12. 12 into 1, 12 into 4 is 48. So x is equal to 4. We have to find the present age. So present age is 5x and Rahul Lakshmi age is 7x. So what is the Rahul age here? 5x. So 5 into 4 is 20 years. What is the Lakshmi age? Lakshmi age is in the ratio 7x. So 7 into 4 is 28 years. Okay. After 4 years, if they add the ages, their ages will be 56. After 4 years means 20 plus 4 is 24 plus 28 plus 4 is 32. When we add this, we will get 56. Is it correct? If this is correct, the above answers are correct. Okay, next question. There are 180 multiple choice questions in a test. A candidate gets 4 marks for every correct answer, and for every unattempted or wrongly answered questions, 1 mark is deducted from the total score of correct answers. If a candidate scored 450 marks in the test, how many questions did he answer correctly? Okay. I think you solved this type of problem in your previous class. Okay, but don't worry. Today we are going to solve it again here. Okay, in 180 questions, there are 180 questions in a test. Okay, if the answer is correct, they will get 4 marks. The answer is wrong, they will minus 1 mark from the correct answers. Okay, if the answer is unattempted or wrong answer, 1 mark is deducted. That means 1 mark will be reduced from the correct answers. And the candidate scored total 450 marks in this test. So they are asking how many questions did the candidate attempted that so that he scored 450 marks. Okay, first we'll write down the given data. So first, what is the given data? Total number of questions. Total number of questions is 180. Okay. For every correct answer, 4 marks will be allotted. For every correct answer, 4 marks will be allotted. So 4 into x. Okay. For every wrong or unattempted question, 1 mark will be reduced. So that means -1. Okay. So out of 180 minus x, 1 mark will be reduced. And if we multiply this -1 with 180, we will get x minus 180. Okay. Minus into 180 is minus 180. Minus into minus is plus x. So x minus 180, we can write x minus 180. So what is the total score the candidate got? Total score he got is 450 marks. So when we add these two, we will get 400. We should get 450. So that means we have to equate these two. Write down 4x. This is the correct answer, and this is for the wrong answer. If we add both these two, this will be our total score. So what is 4x plus x? 5x minus 180 is equal to 450. So this is minus 180. When we transpose here, it will become plus 180. 450 plus 180. So what will it become? 5x is equal to 630. So x is equal to 630 by 5. 5 ones are 5. 5 4s are 20. So x is, 5 2s are 20 and 6 are 30. Okay, I'll do it here. 5 ones are 5. So 5 2s are 10. 5 6 30. So 126. So he attempted 126 questions out of 180 questions. Okay. Coming to the next question. A number of rupees 500 is in the form of denominations of rupees 5 and rupees 10. Okay. If the total number of notes is 90, find the number of notes of each denomination. Okay. A person have a 500 rupees. Not a 500 rupee note, but he have a few 5 rupees notes and a few 10 rupees notes. So they are asking us how many 5 rupee note and how many 10 rupees notes are there with that person. If the total number of notes with that person is 90%, among these 90, how many are 5 rupee notes and how many are 10 rupee notes, we have to find out that. Okay, they gave us a hint here. 5 rupee notes will be x and 10 rupee notes will be y. So we have to assume, let rupee 5 notes is equal to x and 10 rupee notes is equal to y. Okay, when we add these two, total notes will be 90. Total notes are 90. Okay, total number of notes is 90. So x plus y is equal to 90. Here write down total number of notes given. Okay, total number of notes given is x plus y is equal to 90. And they asked us to assume 5 rupee notes as x and 10 rupee notes as y. So what we'll do is 5 rupee notes we don't know. So x plus 10 rupee notes are we don't know. So we'll assume it as y. When we add these amount, the total amount is 500. Okay, this will be the equation 1 and this will be the equation number 2. From equation 1, we can write x value as 90 minus y. Just transpose this y to the RHS side. It will become 90 minus 5 and keep this as equation 3. Okay. Now substitute 3 in 2. In place of x, write this 90 minus 5. 5 into 90 minus y plus 10y is equal to 500. So that means, what is 90 into 5? 450 minus 5y plus 10y is equal to 500. Okay. Here minus 5 and plus 10 is 450 plus 5y is equal to 500. So 5y is equal to 500 minus 450. So 5y is equal to, what is 500 minus 450? 50. That means what is the y value here? 50 by 5. Y value is 10. Okay. That means we have 10 rupee notes. Now how many 5 rupee notes are there? Substitute this 10 in the equation 1. Substitute y is equal to 10 in equation number 1. So x plus 10 is equal to 90. That means x is equal to 90 minus 10. What is 90 minus 10? 80. So there are 80 5 rupee notes and 10 rupee notes. Okay. So total notes are 80 plus 10, 90 notes are there. Okay. And you can do the cross check here, right? Okay. Next question. A person spent 564 rupees in buying pens and pencils. If the cost of each pen is 7 rupees and each pencil is 3 rupees, and if the total number of things bought was 108, how many of each type did he buy? Okay. A person went to a shop and he bought a few pens and pencils. Okay. And the total amount he spent is 564 rupees. And he bought 108 items with him. So each pen cost is 7 rupees and each pencil is 3 rupees. So how many did he bought? How many pencils did he bought and how many pens did he bought? We have to find out that. Okay. So first add on the given data. So what is the given data? Total amount spent. Total amount spent is equal to 564. Okay. Next. Number of items. Number of items he bought is 108. And cost of pen. What is the cost of the pen? 7 into x. We don't know how many pens he bought. So 7 into x. Next, cost of pencil. 3 into x. Why? Because we don't know this. Okay. Now what we have to find out? We have to find out how many pens he bought and how many pencils he bought. If he bought x pencils, how many pens will he bring? If he bought x pencils, 108 minus x will give the pens. Okay. If he bought x pencils, then 108 minus x will be the pens. So what we have to do? 7 into x is a pencil. 7 into x is the pens. So 7x is the pens and 3x is the pencils. So what is the total cost? 564. But here what is the x value of the pens here? 108 minus x. Okay, 108 minus x plus 3x is equal to 564. Got it? Here 3x is the pencils. If he bought x pencils, 108 minus x will be his pencils. Okay. So 7 into 108 minus x plus 3x is equal to 564. Now 7 into 108 is 756 minus 7 into x is 7x plus 3x is equal to 564. Okay. So 756 minus 7 plus 3 is minus 4x is equal to 564. We want 4x value, x value. Okay. Minus 564 is equal to 4x. So 756 minus 564 is 192 is equal to 4x. We want x value. That means x is equal to 192 by 4, 4 into 1, 4 into 48. Okay, so 448 is 192. So how many pencils did he bought? He bought 48 pencils. Why? Because X is a pencil here. So he bought pencils is equal to 48. And what are the pens here? 180 minus X. So what is 180? Sorry, 108. 108 minus X. So 108 minus 48 is 60. So he bought 48 pencils and 60 pens. So what is the total count? 48 plus 60 is 108. So he bought 566 rupees with for 48 pencils and 60 pens. Okay. Next question. The perimeter of a school volleyball court is 177 feet and the length is twice the width. What are the dimensions of the volleyball court? Okay. For example, assume this is a volleyball court. Volleyball court will always be in a rectangle, not in any other shape. Okay. So, take a rectangle. So, what is the perimeter of a rectangle? Perimeter of the rectangle is 177 feet. The length is twice its breadth. The length is twice its breadth. If this is the width, is B, this will be, length will be twice. Okay. So first write on the given data. Perimeter of volleyball court is equal to 177 feet. Write down in bracket rectangle. Okay. Length is equal to twice the width and width is equal to B. Okay, B or W, whatever you can write. I am going to take it as B. Now, what we have to do? We have to equate with perimeter of rectangle formula. What is the perimeter of rectangle formula? 2 into L plus B. So, this is the equation 1 and this is the equation number 2. So, equate equation 1 and equation 2. What will you get? 2 into L plus B is equal to 177. So, substitute the L and B values here. 2 into what is L here? 2B plus with also B B is equal to 177. So, what is 2B plus B? 3B. So, 2 into 3B is equal to 177. So, 3B is equal to what is 177? 2 into 3 is 6B. Okay. So, B is equal to 177 by 6. 6 177. 6 2s 12. 6 9s are 54. 0.0. 6 5s are 30. Okay, so what is the answer here? B is equal to 29.5 feet. Okay, and we have to find the length. So length is equal to 2B. That means 2 into 29.5. What is that? 2 into 29.5 is 59 feet. Okay, and you can do the check here. What we have to do? 2 into L plus B, substitute 59 plus 29.5, add those numbers and multiply with 2. You will get the answer. If the answer is 177, your length and breadth are correct. If that is not, the answer is wrong. Okay. And here comes the last question of this topic. The sum of the page numbers on the facing pages of a book is 373. What are the page numbers? Okay. And they gave a page numbers in the hint. First page is X and next page is X plus 1. Okay. When we add these two numbers, the number will be 373. So first write down. Let the page numbers are X and X plus 1. Okay. Sum of the two pages. So what is the sum of the two pages they gave? 373. Okay. Now do that. X plus x plus 1 is equal to 373. So x plus x is 2x plus 1 is equal to 373. So 2x is equal to 373 minus 1. So 2x is equal to 372. So x is equal to 372 by 2. 2 into 1, 2 into 1, 8 is 16, 2 6 are 12, 186. So first number is 186. What is the second number? X plus 1. That means 186 plus 1, 187. So when we open a book like this page number is 186. Automatically what will be the next page number? 187. So when we add these two numbers, we will get 373. Do that. Check. 186 plus 187. 6 plus 7, 13, 8, 8, 16, 17, 373. So the answer is correct. So in this way we have to do all the problems. Okay. And you can also solve the examples which are given in the textbook also. Try to do the problems, and for every problem we have to do the check whether the answer is correct or not. Okay. And the main important thing we have to do first in these problems is we have to identify what is the given in the question. We have to try to understand what is given in the question, and we have to write the given data, and we have to solve what is given according to the problem. Okay. In this way we solve many problems on this topic. So write each and every problem, whatever I taught you in this class. Make a note of all these problems. Okay. So I'll meet you in the next class with another topic on the linear equations with one variable. Okay. And please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and also share it to your friends who wants to do mathematics simple and easier. Okay. Thank you for watching.